I want to say thanks so much for joining me here today. I'm in a bit of a relaxed setting. I'll get to why, because today we're going to talk about the real numbers. So I don't know if you're listening on our podcast or whether you can see me on YouTube. In Australia right now, the middle of the year, it's tax time. It's that time of the year again where you're having an appointment with your accountant. And not that it's much of a shock, but you just want to say, what does he think about this? This is how we're going. All the bookkeeper gets their stuff in. Tax time. What are the numbers? The bottom line, what are the numbers? But a lot of people, they want to know what are the numbers around finance. And we're going to talk about a range of different things here. But I want to get to the real numbers. But the numbers that most people talk about is around the money. How much money have I got? How much money have I got left? How much money have I saved? How much money have I invested? How much? How much money have I got to spend on a vacation? Because a lot of people, I actually think that's a very, very important number to make sure that we're putting money away because we're, for vacation, because that's time. For me, that's time, creates time. A lot of people will be focused on their numbers, maybe around their health, but maybe more about weight or weight loss or weight gain. It's easy like that to I suppose, measure your numbers. A long time ago, a bloke said to me, the numbers don't lie. Like almost in a business sense, and this may be a good one for business owners. People say, how you going? How's your business going? And they'll talk about how they feel. Where at the end of the day, when you have the end of the month or the end of the quarter or like around tax time, you talk to your accountant. None of those things actually matter how you feel. The numbers don't lie. You say, oh yeah, I'm fantastic. Numbers, what do the numbers say? Or I'm going terrible. What are the numbers saying? Particularly, I reckon, it hits a lot of people. And so I think it's a good thing to talk about in the middle of the year. A lot of people get hit at Christmas time and then they realise they don't have the resources to love their family, their friends, etc. It's been said, I remember when I first heard it years ago when they said, particularly around Christmas time, where a lot of people express their love by gifts or they want to spend time with people, but that's actually when credit cards just skyrocket. The credit card business goes through the roof around Christmas time. The numbers don't lie. One of the things that I remember years ago was recommended to me by a mentor was the T. Harv Eker, one of his books, The Secret to the Millionaire's Mind. One of the things that I want to talk about today that's in that book is, and he says, the roots produce the fruits. So if for example, I've actually got a couple of fruit trees just down there and they've been doing really poor. I've only been in this place about 6 months. They're just doing really poor, these fruit trees. But the ground is so hard, it's so dry. But it's the roots. When the roots are good, when the roots are flourishing, that produces the fruit. When we talk about our numbers, maybe in our business or in our health, or around those important things. When I say that those important things, the people, they're in front of people's face. If you go to buy something and you don't have the money, it's in front of your face. If your health fails, man, goodness me, that's in front of your face. And even thinking about it now, something that I put in my first book, Write a Passage for the Modern Man. I don't have it in front of me, but it's in me. It talks about when money is lost, a little is lost. But when your health is lost, a lot more is lost. But when your character is lost, well man, all is lost. Numbers, which we're going to get to your real numbers, because the real numbers, we really start with the roots, particularly in these episodes on the podcast, even in the YouTube of late, where I say grab a pad and pen, okay? Don't treat this as entertainment. Actually treat it as somebody who's had some experience may be able, you may hear one thing today that it may change your future. It may change your family. It may change your legacy. So grab a pad and pen and maybe just start it with the roots that produce the fruits. Maybe under it, a peace of mind. I see a lot of men, I speak with a lot of men. In my experience, I've lost peace of mind at certain times. So we talk about the numbers. You know, as I said, tax time, it's easy. We need to know the numbers. But the real numbers that actually produce those numbers, like I'm talking about the roots, because around tax time you'll see the fruit, whether it's good fruit, whether it's not fruit, whether there's fruit that you like. Remember, there's fruit that looks good, but maybe it's been racked up on debt, so it doesn't actually taste good at the end of the month when you got to pay. I think you understand where I'm coming from. So what are the real numbers you need to know? Where are the roots that actually produce those fruits? And pad and pen, get it out. I think a number, and I want to look at, you know, I would suggest now look at the numbers, and the numbers are 1 to 10. 1 being I'm so happy, you know, on track. 10, number not good. So pad and pen, write down people, the people in your life. You know, are they good people? Are they? I mean, there's no bad people, but when I say good, are they good for you? You know, so you maybe, you know, look at your environment. You know, the people in your environment. 1 to 10, where is that at? Like, where is it really at? Be honest with yourself, because some people are around people that aren't good for them. So 1 to 10, how you going? You could even scale it back to the closest 5 people, or it could be the environment. Maybe you belong to a club, so the nearest, say, 30 or 40 people. You know what I'm saying? You can break that down. 1 to 10, where are you at? You know, just everyday peace of mind when you wake up in the morning. How do you wake up? Scale 1 to 10. This is what produces the fruit. Peace of mind, where are you at? You know, when you wake up, do you feel dread? Are you anxious? You know, or do you wake up and think, oh man, thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's shit. Every day feels like the first day of the rest of your life. Every day feels like where is that scale at? You know, 1 to 10. I'm saying these things, but you choose. What's important to you? What are the areas in your life that you spend time in that are important to you? You know, for me, it's family. You know, like, how are the relationships in your family? 1 to 10. What needs work? I've spoken to many men over the time where I'll say, oh, how's your relationship with your dad? And say, oh, I haven't spoken to him in 10 years, 5 years. Man, that's not good. Or other people in your family. Like, is there some, you know, maybe you've got other loved ones that you're in conflict with. How is that 1 to 10? You know, and for me, you know, that affects your energy. You know, how's your energy? These are areas that I look to scale. Where am I at? These are the roots. How's my energy? So many men have such a great vision, whatever vision they've got, but they've just got no energy. Like, they just feel zapped. You know, man, hey, you're not going to get good fruit in your life if you don't have the energy to produce. You know, it's going to produce something. Enjoyment, man. How much enjoyment you got in your life? I reckon most men, they work too hard. They think they're entitled to play too hard, and then that produces something. Generally not good. But hey, listen, where are you at? This is no judgment, criticism, or justification. Where are you at on this scale? I mean, for me, it's purpose is massive. Yeah, for me, purpose is everything, to be honest with you. Cutting to the chase, purpose is everything. Everything is purpose. I want to live a purpose-driven life, because I know that's attached, you know, to being fulfilled. You know, particularly on my journey, man. You know, they say, oh man, I've said it many times, 2 most important times in a man's life is when he's born, and the second one when he finds out what he's been born for. When you find that out, man, it's very important. Scale of 1 to 10, how clear is your purpose? How clear, you know, your vision. What do you actually see? How far is your vision? You know, I think about, you know, one of the things that we're here in Gozo. I mean, you know, my wife's family, I've said this before, they've got a house in Malta. It's been in the family 160 years. The actual house is over 400 years old. It's important to me to come here and feel and see and touch the stone walls and get on the roof and just see where they are attacked. You know, there's been many wars here in Malta. So I wanted to see that, man. Scale of 1 to 10, man. You know, what does your vision, what do you see? Because I've got this vision for my family, for my life, for my purpose, that my children's children, you know, would benefit from the life I live now. I've got a vision of the next 300 or 400 years, man. That's what I'm doing now. You know, right now I'm creating something that I believe that my children's children will be inspired by. That's my vision. So where is your vision at 1 to 10? And don't fall into the mistake of comparing you to me or me to you. That's not. This is rowing your own boat. You're rowing your own boat. What makes you come alive? And for me, it's passion, man. How much passion is in your life? 1 to 10, where are you at? I hope you got your pad and pen, or maybe you got to go back. Maybe you got to think about this. Think about what actually is your real number. What do you want it to be, you know? And for me, you know, it's, man, adventure. You're not the sort of bloke like me that books a one-way ticket last year to come to the other side of the world, you know? And I said to the kids, you can have one bag each to get on the plane. If adventure is not high on your value listing, you know, for me it's a 10 at the moment. Well, it's probably a 9. You know, I've got a few things actually right across there, about 300 kilometres from where I'm sitting right now, is Africa, right? Yeah, across the ocean. I'm going to Africa. I must go to Africa. I don't know why, but I'm going. There's dreams in me. I'm on a mission. You know, so I'm probably a 9, a 10, but I've got a really clear vision, you know, that motivates me. So even you may add things to that list. Scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? You may take things that, maybe there's certain things that aren't important to you. You know, this is rowing your own boat. But I mean, you know, even as we're talking here, you know, I'm thinking, you know, even recently, like, because you don't have to do what I've done and travel to the other side of the world and have all these epic things. You can do something today. You know, it's about action. Remember, the masculine journey is about action. Yes, there is a certain amount of theory and preparation, but quite often you're never going to know what you need or who you need to become until you actually take the action. Hang on to the end of this, because I'm going to give you a task at the end. So for me, even recently, my neck is still actually quite sore. It's been sore for about 3 weeks because I've been doing this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with my 13-year-old son. He is having an absolute ball. I am getting choked out every 10 minutes by his legs or by his arms. And not to mention the other blokes are testing their skills out on me as well. To be honest, I'm probably, if I'm really honest, I'm probably a 2 out of 10. And before doing it, I probably feel like, oh man, what am I doing? Tell you what, I'm an 11 out of 10 because I'm doing it with my son. I'm watching him smile. I'm watching him test himself, test his strength. It's an 11 out of 10. So I mean, there's things that's adventure, it's passion, it's family, it's all kind of rolled into one. You know, and I mean, when it comes to adventure, you know, I was even just there the other night, and there's this guy from, oh jeepers, where is he from? Czechoslovakia, I think. There's all these different guys, and I'm attempting, as I said, I'm a 2 out of 10. I'm attempting to do a somersault. I haven't done a somersault since I was 4 years of age. Right? So I'm doing this somersault, and I tell you what, I'm hurting, right? And so this guy, he's quite serious fella, you know. I think with his country, his culture, you got to be so he goes, he's like, Gavin, this is what you do. Right? So he's like almost takes off in a run. He's running. He does a somersault, does another somersault, doing it without touching the ground. He's just literally landing on his shoulder. So I'm saying to him, so when he goes, Like I'm saying, how do you do this? He goes, yeah, you can do that, but the real way to do it is do it like you've got an M16 in your hand. So he's running, he goes, you hold like that, and he runs and does these somersaults. See, that excites me, man. I'm training with a guy who's able to do it with an M16 in his hand. I don't know why he thinks he's got to have an M16. But I'm excited. That's adventure for me. I mean, I want to get to the level where I can do a somersault with an M16 in my hand, just in case. You never know. So, one of the things, this is one of the real numbers, right? One of the real numbers that I love. You know, get pad and pen. What are the real numbers when we're talking about? One of the things for me is to be able to tell great stories to my children. So I'm laughing. This is why, because I'm watching this girl over here, and she's never heard the actual hello. This is the one that makes me laugh all the time. So one of my numbers is, hey, how many stories do I actually tell to my kids? And she hasn't heard that one before. So, yeah. But, man, we're talking about real numbers here. What are the real numbers around your health? Remember, we're focused like tax time, the accountant, you know, what's going in, what's come out. Very, very important numbers to know your numbers. But what actually produces those numbers are your healthy relationships. So where are you at, 1 to 10? You know, whether it be in business, where are you at? Whether it be at home, whether it be like for me, it's very important to have some rich relationships when it comes to men. I need some mates, some brothers. I actually need it, man. Every man does. You know, most men end up going the lone wolf and trying to work out stuff on their own. So what are your numbers when it comes to mateship? You know, what are your numbers when it comes to, like for me, telling my kids amazing stories? Because, you know, one of the things that's a very important number for me, because that's how you build a culture. That's how you install values, is by story. I mean, it's been working for the last couple of thousand years, you know, but this is the critical thing. If your children, maybe it's your businesses, if they're listening to stories, you know, particularly with the social media and so forth, whose stories are they listening to? Whereas I've got this girl laughing right now, right? If she's laughing, she's listening, all right? She could have in it with an M16, I don't know. But what are some numbers around adventure? What do you know? I don't hear of too many people that say, oh, I'm taking too many holidays, I'm having too many adventures. Where are your numbers at then? There. You know, where are the numbers around your passion? What are you doing? How much time each week are you doing what you love? What you'll do for nothing just because you get to do it? That's a number. So remember, you choose your numbers. Time with family. You know, they say, you know, I've said it many times. Kids spell love Time with your time. A lot of men have spent so much time thinking they've got to earn more, they've got to build more, they've got to buy more, when really your kids just want your time. They want to hear your stories. They want to laugh with you, and I'm sure you want to laugh with them also. Adventure, you know, you may, if you haven't been following me, subscribe. But yeah, we're doing this epic adventure. We're in the Mediterranean. Think, man, we rented this house, man. I mean, you see, it's beautiful. The best thing about this house, about this pool, about upstairs, is that we're time together. We're spending time together. Sometimes the kids are saying, Dad, too much time together. But hey, I've got a story for that too. So hey, listen, go through your numbers. It's either life by design, and this is how you design your life, where you're spending your time, life by design or by default. Men, you choose. If I can ask something of you, leave me a comment. Let me know, how are you doing? Maybe share this with somebody who you know needs to hear it. And always leave a margin in your time to go for a swim. All right, over and out.